Hey everybody, so here we go. We're working on, so today is November 16th. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so my eyesight's a little blurry. But it's November 16th, and I will be uploading this video momentarily. It is a Saturday here in Georgia. It is cold, but sunny and beautiful. And yeah, so basically what we have here is a list of all the logs that happen whenever you do a call. So if I go like this and then show me the logs, and see now we get the text that I just said, just showed up, and now we come over here and we get the logs that came in. And there's right now we're capturing three kinds of logs. We're capturing the audio start, the result, and the end. So these are the three kinds of events that we're capturing. And we always show the key and the value of the events. And we do something special for the result log because that's the one we care about the most. And then the key that we care about is the results. And we would like to see this object recognition list. I was thinking about this, and like I do two shows, right? I have two streams going on. Not streams. Streams is a bad word, but I have two things going, and one is 3JS, and one is video. I mean, this audio capture kind of thing. And man, I was thinking about how much more good potential for good this audio capture has than the 3JS one. The 3JS one is fun and cool, but this audio capture one actually has a lot of potential to help a lot of people. Specifically like if somebody wants to type in a word and they want to practice saying that word in a way that they can see, just try over and over again so they can get it right. So somebody who has any sort of speech issues, or if they're trying to do a new language or something like that, like if I could set up where they could type in the word, do a drop down, select the language they want, and then practice that. And then this would show like if it recognized the word at all, and then if what the percentage of like how strongly it felt, like, which is a kind of a translation to how well you pronounced it, right? It's not a direct translation, but it is kind of a translation. Like we know that if, let's say, let's clear this, and I say, um, like I don't, let's say like coupling. Like I know some people like a coupling is an important word in programming, right? Deep coupling. So I know somebody at work that calls pronounces it coupling. So let's see. Let's try that. Deep coupling. Okay, that seems right. Now let's try it again. Deep coupling. Okay. I love that word, coupling. Um, anyway, so I think the way I was pronouncing it first, because the thing is with like a lot of programming, we do a lot of reading, and we don't necessarily know if we're actually doing the right pronunciation. Um, I could definitely see in the English language coupling being pronounced coupling, but obviously I don't even know what coupling is. I'm a bit afraid to search on that, but let's see. Coupling. Oh, apparently it is a Super Mario Brothers thing. So, um, interesting. I guess that's the name of a villain in Super Mario Brothers. So that's a thing. Anyways, so if you were like, it's embarrassing, right? Like if you're trying to say words and you don't know exactly if you're saying it right or not, like it's not a big deal. And like us developers sort of live in a constant state of awkwardness. But like if you are not a developer and you're not in the sort of industry where you just become completely used to feeling awkward all the time, it could be hard. And it would be nice for people if they're trying to practice speaking and stuff to be able to sit at home and talk into a microphone and practice words. And whether it's words in your original language because you have some sort of speech impediment or something like that, like not everybody's mouth is shaped the same, so not all sounds are easy for everybody. There are some people who really struggle with, because maybe their tongue is a different size than the roof of their mouth and stuff like that. There's like all kinds of things. So they have to do extra practice in order to get the words right. Or if you're trying a new language and maybe there's a position of the mouth that is not in your original language, isn't something that that you do often in your native language. So then you need to practice, and going out and practicing with people can be awkward and not fun. But sitting at home and practicing with your browser, I don't know, the browser doesn't. I don't definitely get the feel that the browser's judging me. So I do think that there's a lot of potential, and it's very exciting to work in something that might be able to help. And maybe once I kind of get a better grip on all this stuff, maybe I'll reach out to some speech therapists or something like that to see if they can know of something that I could build that would be helpful for people. But anyways, so that's neat. But anyway, so what we have right now, let's say, anyways, um, and obviously that's not the most we want to show. I think my next step is I want to show the results here. So show results for the component. So that's this key. So, right. So I check to see if what the type is, and I say if type is, but now I want to see what the results are. So let's just go ahead and see what happens if I can do this. And say log listing. And see, like at this point, I don't have it in my head how all this log listing thing gets put together. I mean, we did that in past videos, and that is like kind of the idea of, kind of dividing up this code that you don't have to understand everything all the time. I mean, it would be nice if we could, but this code gets too big. You can't understand it all, so you have to divide the code up into different things, and you just need to be like, okay, the log listing gets filled out. I don't know how. I don't care. I don't know. Who am I? And then come over here, and I don't even know what movie that comes from. So that's good. That works. So it used to be you could just do this. And that would always work. But, and it's working now. And I think it is working for me because I think up here I am pulling in the common module. I don't think it would work if I wasn't pulling in the common module. So good job, common module. And come over here and see what we get. So that's good. For some reason, our results are not what I would expect them to be. So that is weird. It's weird. Am I looking at the wrong thing? I don't think so. True. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our initial discrete component. So I do the result. The result is, okay, so I do it over here at the speech service. I get the result. So let's go look at that. Speech service. And let's go find the result signal. So somewhere I set that thing. And this is coming to me faster just because I was the one who set it up to begin with, but it isn't necessarily obvious. So it's weird, right? Result dot results. Okay, so what did we get down here? We got 0. Oh, that is weird. I don't know if it just like did that. So let's just say result dot results. Oh no, so result is that. I think this whole thing is the result. And then results is what I'm printing out. Let me hit Alt back because I'm a little bit lost on where I was at. All right, now I'm getting more and more lost. There we go. So that was result.results, and that's the JSON, and it gets JSON, and looks like there's a 0. Can I do that? Let's try that. Give it a run. Let's see. So now it's just 0 dash 0. So now it has another 0. So let's just try that. 0. Did I do O? It is so crazy that O and 0 are so close to each other on the keyboard. Keyboard. And then, so there's nothing in there. Okay, so now let's try this. So things are just not working out as hoped. This is probably going to be, let's see, clear logging. So let's just do our, so right here. Oh, okay, so I already do. Okay, so let's go look at our log listings. Log listings, and then let's go look at our result. And then has an array. Okay, so these are just the keys. And this is results. And then okay, I guess I'm getting the values from somewhere else. Okay, so log listings for each, log listing keys, and then I guess it's the log listing. This dot log listing. Let's try it out. Log listings. Control I. All right, so this is our log listings. Our third one is our speech recognition event. So the type is result, and we're looking at the results. And then results 0. We're looking at results 0. And we're looking at speech recognition. So we're looking at the second 0, and then for some reason, it's just showing like a blank thing, which I think, let's just try putting transcript and confidence in there. So it's kind of a bummer. Let's come over here. For some reason, this JSON thing is not doing what it's supposed to do. Script. Let's see. Transcript. Yeah, so that's working. And then, so that's kind of a bummer. This is not what I wanted. What I wanted was to be able to see that there's a transcript and a value. But it's just showing an empty, like, what is it? I think it's confidence. You know, you don't always get what you want. Right? That's just the reality of life, unfortunately. And I don't understand why I'm not getting my, like the JSON stringify thing is not breaking that down and showing me it in JSON. So confidence is the other one. So let's go back. But, you know, you gotta make do with what you get. Like, it just is a bummer. I mean, it's just a shame. Like in my brain, I was imagining kind of catching a video where this is caught in the UI, so then I would be able to like debug a little easier in the future. but for some reason, and maybe, yeah, no, I mean, it seems like this result 00 should show me like that should show me the full JSON object. But it doesn't, I don't think. Nope. Got an attitude. Now I got an attitude issue. So nope. And then see, it just shows an empty, even though clearly it shows there. So let's just say, at least give us some chance of figuring this out in the future. Transcript. Just put this in its own little div. See, so my biggest concern is, since this is just not a completely baked API yet, it's still in the, let's see, at the top I say, it's still in WebKit. It's not a full API. It's a WebKit API. And since it's still a WebKit API, this name has a very good chance of changing. And if I build out like an application that is there to help, people with speech, people's speech therapists, help them, feel more confident in their speaking and all that. And then it breaks all of a sudden. I want to be able to just quickly diagnose what the issue is. I don't want to be like having to come up to speed. Like it could take them years to get to the point where they finally, like, I have no idea what the holdup is. And this might actually be like a interesting thing to maybe start down that. I'm like in my late 50s. Maybe it's time for me to start getting involved with these sorts of, things, not just being like someone who just consumes, but maybe become part of someone that contributes to these APIs and stuff like that. Maybe not. Let's see. Maybe not. Confidence is 0.1, 0.9 JSON. I don't know. So, anyways, I think this is pretty good, though. I mean, it's not what I wanted, and it's definitely doesn't make me happy. Definitely is a bummer that it doesn't break down this JSON for me, that it just sort of, I don't know what it's doing. But maybe it's a bug. Maybe it's just like an Angular thing. Maybe in Angular 19 comes out in a few days, I'm going to do an upgrade. Maybe this will magically fix itself in Angular 19. But in the meantime, since, I'm clearly not going to get anything better than this, I'll add the other, a few. Well, I guess it's time to start with the API. So maybe tomorrow I'll start with the API, like something that sort of prints out everything in the API that I know of. This JSON thing not doing what I think it's supposed to do may be a problem, because I was kind of hoping just to print out, just spew out the JSON. But maybe I'll take the object and just do something along the lines of, iterating over the keys and just showing what's in there at the top level object. And then maybe kind of, probably would make more sense then to go back to discrete, add more logs, more of the logs than just because there's like 8. There's audio start, result, audio end, and then, or end. I think there's a start, not an audio start, but just a general start. I think there's an audio end. I think there's like a bunch other. There's like 7, I think 7 or 8 events that I can capture. It's pretty easy to capture them. I believe it's just like right now I have this, on audio start and on end and on result. I think it's just going to be as simple as adding like on and I think there's an on start. I think audio and like I think there's an on audio end that is when you get done talking. And then I think there's an on start, which is when you click the button and it's come up and all that. And if you think about it, like when you look at this, like let's clear this, think about it, like you're not getting very good prompts there. Like it would be nice to know, okay, now it's ready to actually listen to you. Now it's ready to now it's not listening anymore, like something to indicate. And there is like something up here, like I think that does the same thing. Um, yeah, see that I think that is, but it's hard to look up there. It'd be kind of nice if there was something down here that sort of um, gave you that. But anyways, I think we're good. Think about it. See, we have all of our up there. I think that does the same thing, and it's like feels like 94.8% confident on that, and it feels 98.45 on that. Um, so I think it's very obvious what the possibilities of this and how it could make someone's life better, and maybe a lot of people's lives better, to have something that lets you test your enunciation. you know um, you know uh, let's try this chat gpt. um, what is what is a word that is hard to enunciate in English? Question mark. English. Rural. Sixth, Worcester. Worcester. Wor- oh, because yeah, Worcester is kind of like. But let's try rural. Okay, let's see how I do on rural. Rural. Oh man, got it. And I can come over here and I can look. 63%. So, let's try it again and see how I do this next time. Rural. It's nice having the green ones. 78%. Okay, so anyways, you could see that it would give you the opportunity to sort of work on your pronunciation and all that, and in a safe place that you don't have to be embarrassed or whatever. And that would be cool and all that. So anyways, happy coding everybody. Bye.